Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3-0 Take, where we talk all things Major League Baseball. Here's Kyle Corwin and Nate Reyes. It all starts right now.
Ooh, welcome back to the 3-0 Take, presented by SeatGeek. This is episode 350. I'll be your host, Kyle Corwin, and I'm here with my co-host, Nate Reyes. Nate.
350. Let's go.
350.
That's big time. Is someone going to hit 350 this year? I'm going to say yes.
I'm going to say yes. Rule changes, shift bans.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
cool.
I'd venture to say that's a safe bet.
This is a bonus hot take for a little Monday in the middle of April. How do you like that? Someone's hitting over 350 this year. There you go.
I like it. You know what I don't like is before we get into baseball talk, tell me your thoughts on this. All right. First of all, am I sitting a little low? I feel like I'm sitting a little low. Should we pop this up a little bit?
A little bit.
There we go. There we go. Now we're in a good spot. All right. So, doing some housework over the last couple of weeks, trying to get some of these little house projects done.
I don't want to hear any more wasp stories.
No. Well, it's not a wasp, but I don't know if it's much better. So
Possum?
No, this isn't Oakland. So I'm in the community group on Facebook for like our neighborhood, and one of our neighbors gets on there and it's like, so just want to let everybody know that the snakes are out. It's that time of year. And I'm go, lovely. So I did what any rational human being would do, and I went over to Lowe's and got some snake repellent, some granules, little just sprinkle here or there, lay a perimeter around the townhouse.
Did you also get a shovel or a machete?
Oh, I've got shovels.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Shovels are ready to go. Unfortunately, we haven't seen any yet, but yesterday we're out in the yard doing some yard work, and I lay the granules. Little did I know that the sulfur smell is horrendous. And so it's just all throughout the house right now. It's down here in the old office.
Yeah, sulfur smells like egg farts, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah. Ooh, tough. Good time to have gas though.
It's not good.
You got an excuse. So
yeah, it's not good.
Damn.
So that's as I sit here and fight through it, I'm doing it for you all. I could have done this remote. I could have just taken my mic I use for travel and just gone to like a Starbucks and recorded from there, because it's rough out here in these streets. But I'm putting in the work for you guys. So just wanted to bring everybody up to speed on where we're at.
For those who didn't know, stay away from snake repellent.
Yeah,
Yikes.
Not fun.
I had no idea.
I'd rather just have them around than
I know.
deal with this. It's a nightmare. No, I don't mean that. I'll put up with the smell.
You guys getting a dog soon or what?
Yeah, then I'll feel a lot better about just general living beings out in the yard, creatures.
Yeah.
I'll be in a better place there.
That's a good repellent right there.
I'll feel better. You want to get in these weekend series review recaps?
Did we possibly hit the nail on the head of good matchups to watch? I think we did.
Yeah. Although I will say I was a little disappointed in Tatis's return. I mean, we'll get into it here in a little bit, but I mean, I get it. You can't replicate, what was it, 6 home runs?
Yeah,
you can't do that in a series.
Some type of continuation of the hot streak, though. Was it all? I saw the first game was over 5, 3, 4 Ks.
It wasn't great, Nate. It wasn't great. As an owner in fantasy, it wasn't great.
I was gonna say, I'm sure there was everyone else in the league had sent offers your way.
Oh, I've been bombarded. I don't think any single player in the league has been requested more than Tatis.
Yeah.
He did hit one out though. He got his first of the year. I think it was in the second game. But a lot of good series to look over here from the weekend. You just want to roll it right from the top?
Let's do it.
All right, so we got the Phillies from over the weekend. We got the Phillies over the Rockies. Phillies hit 8 home runs in the series. Pretty good note there for an offense that had been inconsistent.
Yeah.
Phillies bullpen through last Saturday had an ERA of 7.19 and has allowed just 1 earned run over its last 24 innings, which amounts to an ERA of 0.38. So something that you had been a little concerned about with their bullpen, they've shown up as of late. The Orioles sweep the Tigers. Orioles wrap up the sweep with the walk-off wild pitch. That is now 6 wins in a row for the Baltimore O's. The Pirates sweep the Reds. Pirates have won 7 consecutive games with a run differential over that span of 45-15. Longest winning streak for the Bucs since 2018.
Good baseball by everybody, too. It's just everybody's playing solid. Everybody's just pitching in.
Oh, we'll get into the Pirates. The Astros sweep the Braves. Braves drop Friday fireworks night, live music series night, and the Michael Harris II piggy bank night consecutively. Like you're gonna roll out that weekend of promo nights and drop every single one of them.
You hate to see it.
I bet if you're listening, you weren't expecting me to list out the promos that the Braves had. But if you're gonna show, if you're gonna be welcoming the Astros to town,
any chance that we can get to humble Braves fans, I'm willing to take.
Yeah, what is it with that bit? I feel like that we've adopted. Are the Braves fans just that insufferable at times? Like we love Braves fans. I want to clarify. We love Braves fans. But at times they can just be a little insufferable. I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but again, Friday fireworks night, live music series night, and Michael Harris II piggy bank night. You gotta win one of those. Come on.
The hot start doesn't help, but like I don't know. I think I'm of the mindset that if you didn't win last year's trophy, then you're not as, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not able to talk as much. I don't care about 2 years ago. Like that to me is just, it's a long time ago. Lots changed.
You would be blown away at the amount of holding on that Nationals fans do out here in DC.
Well, they got
that
no
was
choice.
2019.
I know.
And there's signage everywhere out here.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Can't hold on to it. Sorry.
It's insane. Also, notes from that series. Ron Acuna Jr. hits the gritty crossing home plate in the midst of a 4-game losing streak. Just thought that was worth noting. Mauricio Dubon extends his hitting streak to 17. Sorry, was that a little backhanded? Was that a little uncalled for?
I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it. They're getting out of hand. A lot of these celebrations are getting out of hand. I mean, I'm cool with like the emotion, but like you taking a year and a half to round the bases, the stutter step at random spots, not even like around third base, you're like in front of the shortstop. Stutter steps are happening. How many times do you need to do something with your hands? Point towards the sky, like do the like it. There's so many things that are being done in a 25-second span. It's too much. Relax. All the stuff, emotion, bat flip, stutter step, point to your dugout, point to the sky, kiss your fingers, write a note to your grandma.
I mean,
like,
Nate, come on
stare
now.
the pitcher down, do a couple elbow clicks with the guy that's coming up next.
Nate,
jump up, hit somebody in the like. Relax.
Do
it 30 times a year.
We're just over a month and some change removed from the World Baseball Classic, in which you were quoted as saying
the emotion is
American
fine.
baseball is boring.
It is. The emotion is fine. I'm fine with the emotion. I'm fine with the excitement. But stop doing so many things. Why do you have so many routine things on a home run trot? Too many. Jog, You can point to your guys in the dugout. That's fine. You can point to God. I'm cool with that.
You forgot pointing to the bullpen.
Dude, everything. There's so many things. Stop with the stutter steps. Stop with up. Like, you can have your handshake with the third base coach. If you got something special with him, cool. That's fine. So many things.
You do realize what this means now, that we're going to get so far on this end of the spectrum to where the hip thing to do
is just to be cool.
Is to just do the old-fashioned handshake. Like, it's going to get so far the other way where that's going to be the thing that everybody's going to want to do because nobody does it anymore. And that's the goal for everybody, is to be ahead of the pack.
But, like, how many things do you need to do in 90 seconds? How many things? Relax. I don't know what's worse when, like, it's getting to the point where, like, where soccer players score a goal and they're stripping naked, running around the field, sliding around, and dogpiling, and it lasts for 10 minutes.
I can't speak to
That's
that.
what we're getting into.
I'm not a real big soccer guy.
Me neither.
Blue Jays over the Yankees. Back to our weekend series. Now that we've gotten the Nate Boomer rant.
Now. Yeah.
Kevin Gausman becomes the second Blue Jays pitcher besides Roger Clemens in 1997 to collect 11 Ks in Yankee Stadium. Blue Jays limit the Yankees to just 5 runs over the weekend. So good pitching all around.
Brutal.
Yeah, good, I guess, if you're the Blue Jays. Rays sweep the White Sox. The Rays have now hit a home run in 22 straight games to start the season. It's their 13th consecutive home win. I think they're undefeated at home this season thus far. And they've won 5 in a row entering Monday. The White Sox lost their 4th straight and 9th of their 11 last games. The White Sox are off to their worst start since 2018.
Burn it down. Move out of Chicago. We're done. It's
all
done.
Move out of Chicago. Okay,
the
that's
Cubs
a bit
run
much.
that city. You're done. Your stadium sucks. It's always cold and windy. Your roster's in shambles. Move
the
to
Cubs
Charlotte.
run Chicago. Who are you, man? These are takes.
I don't care about success. I care about the fan base.
No.
Where are the White Sox fans? There's nowhere to be found.
No. They're on one side of the city.
Chicago
and the Cubs fans
is
are on the other.
Cubs City.
Well, it's quite literally and very well documented that each fan base kind of owns one side of the city, the whole south side, north side thing.
No.
So that answers one question. The second thing, why all of a sudden why are we honks for the Cubs now? Like I didn't know you were a big Cubs guy.
Because at least they still sell tickets. They're garbage and they still sell out. They still have a good fan base. They still go out singing every seventh inning.
No.
They've got visitors. They got stuff going on. It's a long, strong franchise.
No. If you're
White Sox are just ridiculous.
If you're listening to this,
just leave.
No. If you're listening to this, you just wait. Nate will be back when White Sox start winning games, and they'll start winning games. It's a long year. Nate will be back.
Robert to start producing.
Nate will be back. You just wait. You log this in the back of your mind.
They're done.
You'll be referencing. We'll be coming back to this.
Move to Portland. Move to Charlotte. Get out of Chicago.
Yeah, Portland. Like, that'll be better. Marlins over the Guardians. Guardians had scored 9 runs over their past 47 innings and had lost 5 of 6 going into Sunday. Miami has now won 11 of 16.
Oh.
Let's go Marlins.
Yeah.
No.
It's dead.
It's long gone.
Let's go Rangers.
In a surprising outcome, the Nationals take the series versus the Twins. Nationals beat up on Pablo Lopez on Saturday. Twins still holding in the Central because the White Sox are asleep at the wheel. The Red Sox, and that was in Minnesota, by the way. So the Nationals are like, you know what?
I like that.
We'll go deal with the cold, and we'll also take the series from you over the weekend. That's the way to do it if you're the Nationals.
Everyone needs to know the Twins are the Twins.
Correct. How By the way, I saw an article. I was when I was pulling my notes together, I saw an article about the Twins, and it talked about this series in particular, and it was saying that the Twins are now looking like the 500 team that they are.
Perfect.
So don't want to say we told you so.
Solid article right there.
But
we told you so.
The Red Sox over the Brewers. Masataka Yoshida finally starting to heat up.
Goodness.
What a fantasy reacquisition for myself. I traded him away and I said, no, he's back. He's coming. He's coming.
Popped
and sure
off.
enough, he is here. Hit 2 home runs in 1 inning on Sunday, including a grand slam, all while he was on my bench. In Sunday's blowout win. And something worth noting here, Corbin Burns' struggles continue.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
I don't know, man. Oh, no. Maybe a little change of scenery.
No, okay. That's Nate's answer to everything. The guy has a rough couple weeks at the plate. Hey, you know what? I mean, I know he's like a silver slugger, but change of scenery might be good for him.
Yeah, get him out of there.
You understand that when these teams like ship guys off like that they can't they more times than not they don't get him back. It's not like hey, go take a vacation in Miami and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Like that's not how that works. Corbin Burns can't join the Marlins rotation as much as they'd probably like him to. Although I don't know if you're the Marlins if you want 2 struggling aces.
Buy low if you can. I don't know. It depends on what the Brewers are going to do this year, but I bet they sell part of their rotation. I bet you Burns or Woodruff or both.
No, if it's the
bet
Brewers,
they hold on to Freddie Peralta, though.
Classic fashion, they'll work their way back into they'll work their way into the postseason race. And then on the eve of the deadline, they're going to ship off multiple arms.
I hope so. I'm over it. You can move him out of Milwaukee, too. I don't care. Let's just blow the whole thing up.
At the end of this, can we just make a map of like what your new Major League Baseball is going to look like?
That's fine. I got it.
Team relocations and all that? Okay.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. The Angels over the Royals. Angels avoid a Tungsten Armo Doyle-esque loss with Taylor Ward, Mike Trout, and Shohei Ohtani going back to back to back. Usually something like that happens. They somehow lose by 12. They figured out a way to make it work. So good on the Angels for taking care of the Royals, who continue to be a joke across Major League Baseball. It's sad. You hate to see it, especially with some of the dudes on that team, and they can't figure it out. MJ Melendez, atrocious. Bobby Witt Jr. doing good things, but some guys on that team, you want to talk about a change of scenery, might not be Kansas City, because I don't see them doing anything of note this year. Don't
go there. Stay away from there.
Don't go to Kansas City. You can find the barbecue elsewhere. There's respectable barbecue in other places of the country. Dodgers over the Cubs. Cubs cannot build off the momentum from their 13-0 blowout win on Friday, which also featured a Drew Smyly PG bid, which we'll get into. And they dropped the next 2 games and the series. Mookie Betts gets his first career start at shortstop over the weekend. Also worth noting. It's funny though. It's funny though. You know which team previously employed Mookie Betts, who currently doesn't really have a shortstop?
I want to say they recently let another shortstop get out of their grasp.
Yes, that's correct.
I don't remember the name.
And you know what they did? They took a guy who was better suited for the outfield and said, you know what, we can make you a shortstop. And they put him at shortstop. But you know what?
Didn't he?
Mookie Betts came up as an infielder, so the pedigree was already there. But that's a conversation that they don't want to really get into. So we won't do it.
That's fine. I'm not interested. I don't got time for that anyway.
Just stating the obvious, my friend. Rangers over the A's. Adolis Garcia gets the homer hat trick on Saturday. DeGrom follows up his injury scare from his last outing with 11 Ks. Get this, my friend. The Oakland A's are now owners of a negative 103 run differential.
Nice. Let's go.
Worst in history.
Worst
in baseball.
team in baseball of all time.
No.
I need it.
Yeah. No, like
year.
we're literally looking at that possibility. It's a very real possibility.
Super down.
The worst run differential at the 22 game mark in baseball history. I think by far it's like more than 20 something runs.
Excellent.
Than the next team in line. As you would expect, Oakland's worst start in franchise history. And as I said, we are looking at this. So keep an eye on this. We're looking at a very real situation where this could end up being the worst baseball team of all time.
What's the opposite of a rally?
Whatever the A's are doing. I keep reading. I keep seeing these articles where it'll describe what's happening with the A's right now, and it's like, well, of course they can't maintain this pace for the whole season. I'm saying, what's stopping them? Like
why?
Are we getting? Are we expecting reinforcements in Oakland at the deadline?
Yeah, right. If anything, they're gonna get worse. Like logic does not hold up.
How can you look at this Oakland A's team and say it can't stay this way the entire season? Of course it can.
Yeah. You mix in a 10 win streak at some point during the year and it'll still be bad. I don't care.
Did I see? Hold on. I'm
here for the worst team in baseball of all time, though. I would love to see that.
That would be history.
Yeah.
How many?
Especially with us being in camp salary floor.
Yeah.
Need that. It's good for the argument.
I saw something today. No, this can't be right. There's no way this is right.
What?
It says the Oakland A's are on pace to win 31 games.
Need that.
Dude, there's no way.
Yes.
31.
What's the worst of all time?
Worst record.
I'm assuming it's win percentage, right? Because we haven't always had 162. So.
True. The 1899 Cleveland Spiders owned the worst single season record of all time, minimum of 120 games, and for all eras, finishing at 20 and 134.
20 and 134. What's that win percentage?
How many games is that? That's 154.
Yeah.
It's the wins by the win total or by the season total, right?
Sure.
So you
I didn't
go
pay attention in math.
So you go 20 divided. Somebody correct me somebody tell me if my math's off here. But you go 20 divided by 154. That comes out to a 130 winning percentage.
All right, that's the number to beat. Come on, A's. Do your
We're
thing.
on one. We're on one. No, wait. So what was the total I gave you that they're on pace for?
30 something. 31.
Do you listen to anything I say? 31.
My mind was elsewhere.
So let's go 31 divided by 162. That's a 191 wins pace.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Win percentage.
31 games is a 190 win percentage.
20 divided by 154. That's a 130. Yeah, so we're on a 130 winning percentage watch with the Oakland A's. That's the threshold. We gotta keep it on pace for 130.
We really need that down there, yeah.
Need that. The Padres over the D-backs. Yu Darvish sits early on Sunday. Turned out to be nothing more than some cramps. Tatis returns, hits his first home run of the season. And also worth noting, Manny Machado said he hates Chase Field, says he hates the turf. I'm liking this guy more and more each day.
Everybody knows Chase Field's a dump.
Mariners over the Cardinals. Jared Kelenic homers in back-to-back days.
Bro.
I
had the chance to pick him up and I didn't, and I'm pissed.
I had him on my team and thought there's no way this can last. And sure enough, this is proving to be the Jared Kelenic breakout season that everyone's been waiting for.
I like it.
He's got the third highest OPS in the American League and eighth highest in all of baseball.
Got a new little hand movement, knee up. He's a little bit taller. Looks good in the box. Before he was like really spread out and his hands were low and just stiff. Now he's got some flow. He's got some movement. A lot of oppo pop too. Couple ding dongs going to left field, which is pretty cool. So, yeah. I like it. I'm here for it. And I bet, I mean, isn't that the Edwin Diaz trade?
Yeah.
Right? Wasn't it just straight up?
Or
was there a package there?
I think there was a package. Let me double check on that.
Either way, I love seeing these prospects that like these scouts were wrong, you know what I mean? The organization wasn't wrong for drafting him high and believing in him and being valued enough to go get a premier closer for him. Like, I like when these guys pan out. I'm happy to see it. And he looks good in left field, too. Lefties in left field.
Oh, I remember. Okay, yeah, now it's coming back to me. So the Mets receive Edwin Diaz and Robinson Cano. The Mariners receive Kelenic, Justin Dunn, Jay Bruce, Anthony Swarzak, and Gerson Bautista.
Well, all right.
Yeah, so that was definitely the Cano trade.
Good stuff.
And lastly here, the Mets split with speaking of the Mets split with the Giants. The Giants win consecutive games for the first time this season to split the 4-game series. Giants entered. That's really bad when you think about it. The Giants entered with the third lowest winning percentage in the National League.
Told ya. Nobody believed us there either.
It's still early, but all signs are pointing to us nailing that one as well.
Does Gabe Kapler get fired, or did they just accept the mediocrity?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Was there a big GM that went over there?
No, isn't it still Farhan?
Yeah, where did he come from? Dodgers? Rays?
Dodgers, maybe, right?
I feel like when he went to the Giants, it was like a big deal. You know? Like they were excited. They got like a new, genius.
Yeah, Dodgers.
Yeah, they got like a new genius to run the show, and it's been a letdown. And it's like you can only really, how much can you complain about guys not signing contracts? You know what I mean? How long can you complain about Judge and Correa? Like this is like a few years of just not doing what you're needing to do. We talked about a lack of identity too, in a weird roster configuration. I don't know, man. I don't know. Not good.
Not good. Let's take a look at the standings now that we have began the new week. Had a little bit of a shakeup over the weekend. So looking at the American League East, we've got top to bottom. We got the Rays, the Orioles, the Yankees, the Blue Jays, and rounding out the bottom of the division.
Are you scared to say their name?
The Boston Red Sox. They're 12-11 though. Like I can't be upset about that. You're over
fair.
You're over 500.
Yeah. It's better than anyone expected, I think.
And that tweet I put out, I guess it's like a week ago at this point, where the only team with every team at 500 or better, that still remains to be true.
Yeah.
Yep. Doing a double check here. American League Central, top to bottom, we got the Twins, the Guardians, the Tigers, the White Sox, and the Royals. American League West, we got the...
What a dump of a division.
Oh, it's so bad. Even with as bad of a start as the White Sox have had, it's truly a blessing to be in the division that they are, because you can still, with as bad as they've been, you can
wait around until July and figure it out.
You can still rebound from this.
Dump.
AL West, Rangers still holding strong at the top. Astros right behind them. You got the Angels in third, Mariners in fourth, and the Oakland A's nowhere to be found. National League East, got the Atlanta Braves, New York Mets, Miami Marlins, Philadelphia Phillies, and the Washington Nationals. NL Central, the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Let's go. Let's get it.
At the top, fresh. Well, they're not. They still got it going. As I mentioned, 7-game win streak. You got the Brewers in second at 15-7. Cubs are in third at 12-9. The Cardinals under 500, 9-13 and fourth. They'll figure it out. I believe in the Cardinals. They'll figure it out.
Here's the thing,
really
though.
early.
Because that was my pick for last week. The weekend matchup was the Cardinals and the Mariners. So figured I'd do a little digging. And I told you this was the something's got to give series, right? Like both of those teams, I think, were like 11-13 or something like that to start the series. No.
Oh, Cardinals are 9-13. So
9-11. That's what they were.
Yeah.
Sure. No, I don't know. 8-11.
8-11, I think.
8-11. So I was like, this is a something's got to give series, right? Like someone's bound to like get it back on track. Turns out to be the Mariners. But I looked a little bit deeper and I heard a nugget when I was watching recaps and stuff. Jack Flaherty threw on Sunday, and he gave the Cardinals just their third quality start from their starting rotation. Third. A's have 1. Red Sox have 2. Tigers and Mets tied for 3. That's bad, dude. Bad company down there. And we talked about it. Like the Cardinals you saw them hit. You saw that they can put runs together. They can get on base. They got dudes in that lineup. But you need to be able to give your guys a chance. The rotation is horrendous. But 3 quality starts. If you weren't familiar with a quality start, you got to go 6 innings or 3 runs or less. You got to do that. Yeah, just ugly. Cardinals I think they need to go like desperation mode and make a move very soon.
And then the Reds, as I mentioned, rounding out the bottom of the Central, 7-15. NL West, Arizona Diamondbacks still holding strong at the top, 12-11. They're tied with the Dodgers, top to West. You got the Padres coming in at 12-12 and third. The Giants 8-13, and the Rockies, who are 1-9 in their last 10, are
brutal,
sitting pretty at the bottom. Run differential, we're looking at I would say the top, or the worst 3, I should say. We've got the Royals at -51, the Rockies at -54, and as I mentioned, you've got the Oakland A's at -103. Like, we've surpassed the triple-digit mark. 20. I think they technically passed it like 20, 21 games into the season.
Yeah. I like it.
Triple digits, and not in a good way.
They're just terrible. Did you see that random picture of like the local news generating a new logo when they move to Vegas.
Oh yeah. Just like the Las Vegas across the top.
Said the same thing. It was literally the same exact logo. Just took out
said Las
Oakland and put in
Vegas.
Las Vegas. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be that simple. What's going on in Oakland? There's something in the water. Is people just
No.
moving in
That
slow
was
motion.
No, that was Vegas.
Oh, that was Vegas doing that?
That was a news station like hyping up the arrival of the A's.
Clearly, they're still hungover from last night's gambling drunkenness. They don't know what's going on.
The drunken stupor.
They're not going to just swap out the city and keep the same color scheme and logo. Like, give me something
All right,
new.
so on that note, real quick, and forgive me, I can't recall who brought it up, but somebody had messaged me, or we were going back and forth talking about the logos and stuff, and somebody, actually, it may have been on YouTube. I can't remember. Speaking of which, go subscribe to our YouTube. You can watch all the episodes there.
You can see me hold back yawns every 10 minutes and
do his clearing of the throat and the coughs and sneezes. I know it sounds like a really pleasant experience. A little real
hydration.
Pleasant viewing experience. We were talking about the logo, and they were like, you guys are talking about like black and gold and stuff like that, which makes sense. But they're like, why wouldn't you just go with green and gold, the colors of money? If you're going to Vegas, why not just come up with some variation of that? And I said, I don't know how we didn't think of that.
A's, and then it's a $ instead of an S. Perfect.
That seems like we're pushing the wrong,
A little bit of a stretch.
the wrong message there. For many reasons. One being they don't spend the money.
What if it was
which is
like,
ironic.
What if it was like A's, but it was like the ace card, like a deck of cards, but instead of an ace, it's A's. You know, you can kind of play into the Vegas theme a little bit.
Isn't that the
I know
WNBA
there's
team?
aces. There's is there? Is there a team out there?
No. What am I thinking of? Hold on.
There's a minor league team that's the Aces.
Is that the Reno Aces? Is that what I'm thinking of?
I think that's what it is. Yeah. Steal that. Get them gone. Switch things up.
No, it's the Las Vegas Aces. That's what it is. It's
Well, they're gonna go anyway. Yeah, so we're good.
What do you mean they're gonna go?
I mean,
are you saying the WNBA team is leaving?
Well, I thought you said the minor league team. There's a WNBA team. I don't know where WNBA teams are. Who cares?
I just told you. They're the Las Vegas Aces.
Well, change it.
So, okay. Yeah, WNBA team. Sorry. We're going to have to change your
Dozens of fans are disappointed to find out that their team name changes.
You said it, not me. Listen, Las Vegas Aces, we're going to have to change your existing name for a team that doesn't even exist yet because we can't have overlapping names there.
It's not about names. It's about the look. I think I'm just imagining like a deck of cards, you know?
I get it.
The flop. Las
Vegas
Vegas flop. Get it? Like Texas Hold'em.
I'm not a Texas Hold'em guy.
Their team's a flop. You got to have a flop in the Texas Hold'em. There you go.
No, that definitely seems like a good direction to go
something.
with for a team name. Definitely. That definitely wouldn't give off
Vegas
negative
penny slots.
Negative connotations.
Yeah.
We should put you in charge of that. That sounds like a good little project for you to work on. I'm sure you'd come up with something good.
Clearly would do a better job.
Nate, let's talk about some headlines. But before we do that, tell you about our friends over at SeatGeek.
First time in weeks.
No. Don't skip. Look, I'm just gonna keep it real with you. I'm not gonna give you the old ad read. Just hear me out. Look, the weather's heating up a little bit. And this isn't an ad read, just in case you're wondering. The weather's heating up a little bit. I'm just trying to paint you a picture. I can't speak for the entire country, but I know out here on the East Coast, we're heating up a little bit. Upper 70s, dabbling with some low 80s. It's perfect baseball weather. If you're, thinking about taking the significant other, you're thinking about taking a family, thinking about taking a friend, thinking about taking a coworker to a game, use SeatGeek. Use our promo code 30take as our social handle for $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. And then you can use some of that, Nate,
for valet parking.
No, you can use some of that
Cold hard cash
for valet parking, for concessions, because we all know concessions are
You could buy one bottle of water.
one bottle of water with that saved money.
One pretzel, but no cheese cup.
Correct. Just think about the possibilities are endless.
Endless.
So-
You can
so
get all the
you
napkins
SeatGeek-
and straws you can
You
would
can
ever
dream
need.
of. Use our promo code 30take. Take $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. All right, Nate. It's time to talk about the Pittsburgh Pirates. The first place Pittsburgh Pirates. Nate. The Pittsburgh Pirates heading into the 2023 season were projected to win 67 games. They have won 7 straight games and are 16-7, the third best record in baseball. Not just the National League, all of baseball. Andrew McCutchen's back. They're making do without O'Neal Cruz. G-Man Choi's out, but they're still raising it. The Pittsburgh Pirates are here. Their starting pitchers have an ERA of 2.15 over their last 13 games, which is the best in Major League Baseball. I say again, not the best in the National League, the best in Major League Baseball. They've extended their manager, Derek Shelton. They've got an incredible call-up story with Drew Maggi. The Pittsburgh Pirates are not just a feel-good story. The Pittsburgh Pirates are here. Fire me up. We said it before the season started. We said the D-backs and the Pirates, and we got laughed at for our take about saying that the Pirates did more respective or relative to some other teams across the league that were getting all the praise. We said, no, keep an eye on what the Pirates are doing out there. We're not saying they're going to win the World Series, but Nate, they might win the World Series.
They might.
We are we are potentially looking at a Tampa Bay Rays, Pittsburgh Pirates. I even saw the term thrown out there, the Tyler Glasnow Bowl. We're looking at that matchup in October for the World Series. It's possible.
Give me it. Give Connor Joe the city, the key to the city. It's all things Pirates. I love it. Jack Sawinski's got, 5 now? I mean, come on.
The only thing of the things that I mentioned, the thing that, and you may have read otherwise, the listener may have heard otherwise, I haven't really seen any clarification on it or explanation, but they have yet to provide the details of Derek Shelton's extension. Ben Cherington came out and just announced that they've extended him beyond the 2023 season. That seems a little odd to me, that you wouldn't give specifics.
It is weird. Gonna need that soon. Also, don't underestimate the knowledge and management of Austin Hedges. Him coming over from Cleveland, that brain up top, catchers really gotta be the smartest dudes on the field. And he is one of the smartest in the game. Take it or leave it at the plate with the hit with the stick, right? Like you get what you get there offensively. But catching and managing a rotation and a staff, give that guy more credit.
Water break with Kyle. The the receipts, I kept them. Mentally, I kept them. Austin Hedges was a move over the offseason that you shone a little light there. You said
shine a little more there. Yeah.
You said that's
very
moving in the right
underrated
direction.
move. Yeah.
Very underrated move, moving in the right direction, and you're here on April 24th to back up that claim. So
Let's go.
So good on you.
Let's
good
go.
on you.
Let's go. Need it. I need it. And if you didn't catch that story, 31-year-old, 33-year-old call up. Whoa. How old was he? Is he?
33 years old.
Love it.
Was the 447th overall pick in the 2010 draft.
2010.
Has spent 2010. Let's not gloss over that. 2010. It might not seem like that long ago. That was 13 years ago. He has spent 13 years in the minor leagues, coming to a total, I believe, of 1,154 minor league games, playing for 6 different MLB organizations. And the 33-year-old received the call-up. Were you able to watch the video, by the way?
I was.
Talk about a guy.
Shocked.
I loved this video in particular. There's not a call-up video that I will ever dislike.
Right.
This one spoke to it pulled at my heartstrings a little bit extra, because for a lot of those call-up videos, it's like, okay, literally everybody in the room understands what's happening. The guy himself that's getting called up knows, because he's just a stud.
Yeah, because it's like in the office, the GM's there, like, something easy to read between the lines.
Take a quick scan. If you're the player, you see a phone set up, you're like, okay, what's about to happen? This guy, you go back and look at the video, had no clue. And I mean, I'd probably be in the same boat if I was grinding it out at the minor league level for 13 years.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the manager's like, hey, we're going to have a team meeting. And then he goes on this tangent, or he goes on this monologue of like what we're here for, what we're doing this for, like our goals and ambitions as players and as a team, like yada, yada, yada. And then he's like, oh, by the way, I'm honored to make my first call up as a manager, yada, yada. And he goes on and explains it. And the guy, Drew, had no clue. And I loved it. Every bit of it.
Dude, you just think about like all of a countless number of times him wanting to call it quits, saying, hey, it's just not going to happen. Need to shut it down. You get to 33 and you're still making pennies. You know what I mean? Like your salary's just not there. Them finally getting money into minor league system has just now happened, but like years. You got a family. I don't even know his personal life. I don't know if he has kids or not, but like you start to have those thoughts of like, eventually I got to go out and provide and I need to call this quits. And he didn't. And now he gets it. And now I need him to have a pivotal role in the Pirates' success. I need it.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned the thing about the contract. He didn't. Sure, that's been a recent development across minor league baseball. He didn't reap
any of those benefits.
He did not begin his career in minor league baseball with the assumption that would happen. Like, there's no guarantee. You would love to see it happen back in 2010 or at any point between then and now, but he didn't know that. So he's just going into it with the assumption that this is my life now for the next however long. And he grinded it out for over a dozen years. And like you said, I don't really know. I didn't get a chance to really dig into like his personal life, like what his family situation's like. But if there is a girlfriend, a wife, like a family there, like a support system, good on them for, like not like just being there to support this guy, because it'd be real easy if somebody with some influence in his life to be like, man, like, we love you and all, but like it's really hard for us to watch you go through this. Maybe think about doing this or that. And it's possible that those conversations still happen, but at the end of the day, good on Drew for like above everything else pushing through to this point, because
I found him on Instagram.
This
man.
This is just a good story.
Looks like he does have a lady. But I mean, tell me he doesn't just look like a substitute science teacher. You know what I mean?
I had to do like a double, triple take when I saw the video, because I'm like, there's no way this guy is like 24. And sure enough, he was nearly a decade older than that. So
I'm here for it. I need it.
Good for Drew. Good for the Pirates, man. Love what's happening there. Honestly, if they keep this up, I may need to just make like a weekend trip up there again. Meredith and I went there last year, but it was not, the buzz was not what it is this year. And so, like I said, if they keep this up, I'm gonna need to go see Kutch again, see him in the black and gold.
That'd be sick.
I'm gonna need to see the Roberto Clemente Bridge uncovered, because when we went, they were working on it. I don't know if they're still working on it, but I'm gonna need to see a better backdrop than what we saw last year. Didn't like seeing the canvas over the bridge. That wasn't great. I need to get up there with those extremely kind stadium workers. Some of the nicest staff that I've run into at a major league ballpark. Just everything about that place. We talk about it all the time. If this keeps up, even if it doesn't, honestly, I feel like I still need to get up there at some point. That's just a great city.
Great city. Just blue collar,
I love it.
Work your knuckles to the bone type city.
I love it.
Come on, let's go Pirates.
My church pastor is a Pirates fan, and he comes up to me after the service yesterday and doesn't even say anything about like church, whatever. He's like, "Hey man, how you doing? Hey, by the way, by the way, have you seen that the Pirates are in first place?" And I'm like, this is what it's about, man. This is the kind of reaction that you get out of Pittsburgh
100%.
when you're actually good.
That's what I'm saying. Just feed this.
Feed this. If you're the front office, if you're ownership, look at what's happening. The Pittsburgh Pirates are in the national baseball conversation, and we're coming up on the start of May.
Do you feel like Brian Reynolds is feeling a little stupid right now?
No.
Just feeling a little jerkish?
I don't. Because there's no way you could, and again, we're, jokes aside, we can't exactly pencil in the Pirates to the World Series. They're on a great run right now. You don't know if this is if they'll be able to sustain this or even somewhat close to this. I think Brian Reynolds was more than correct in the way he handled the situation in terms of being pretty insulted. I'm in the middle though, because as we've talked about, I think that the whole Soto Hall thing, I keep going back to the Soto Hall thing. I'm like, this isn't Juan Soto. Like, look at the numbers, not Juan Soto. But just in terms of him being, maybe jerked around a little bit by the organization, I don't think I won't speak for him, but I think if I had to guess, he's probably perfectly okay with the way he handled the situation.
Yeah.
Because like I said, at the time, you don't know that this is on the horizon. When they're having these conversations, you don't know that's around the corner. We knew. Yeah.
Yeah.
We knew.
We were saying this from the jump.
Been saying it since March.
For sure. Did you see the baseball Zen on MLB TV? Did you see that? It's got G-Man Choi coming in with the sword, and it has actual sword sounds. It's like shing, shing.
Very cool, but again, to reiterate, I don't think the people that are making those commercials this year understand what Zen is. Last year was great. I don't know if it's a new batch. They're still missing the
mark on that, but that's one of the better ones, I think, of the options.
Yeah, I don't know if they've got a new like video production team, but these ones aren't it. With maybe the exception of that one. That one's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But all in all, man, Pirates love it. Absolutely love it. Firing me up. It's hard for me to get fired up about the way that Drew Smyly's perfect game bid ended. Let me ask you, because I had like, and I know I say this a lot, but I'm not kidding when I say I had multiple people message me saying, Yan Gomes should have had that, or Drew Smyly should have had that, or who do you think should have had it? Let me ask you, a former catcher back in your time, after watching the video, because I've watched it at least like a dozen times, just on loop, just to see, like, as the play develops, who has the better angle, who's got the correct momentum, who doesn't have the correct momentum, who's got the path to make the best and most accurate throw. I'm of the belief, because this is what we are always taught, even at the higher levels, is that the pitcher should not be moving to make any play because they're, quote, non-athletes. And I know friend of the pod, Dallas Braden, loves to preach that pitchers are athletes, which I'll give him that. We've seen countless displays of athleticism from pitching, or from pitchers. But we were just always taught that the pitcher just stays out of everybody's way. And we've seen plays like this develop where the catcher pins, plants, pivots, and fires to first. And I think that's what Yan Gomes was doing, because if you notice, he turns his back to first. He's going to pin it, he's going to pivot, and he's going to fire to first. Drew Smyly, however, was also doing the same thing. And so I don't know really who's the fault here.
That's Drew Smyly's ball.
Really?
Yeah. Lefty going to the third base side, because that's a plant pin and it's just off the back foot and he's already in line. Yan Gomes running towards the third baseman, plant pin, his momentum still going towards third base. You see what I'm saying? As a lefty, Drew Smyly is able to put that back foot down, pin, and he's already in line. Yeah, I think that's Drew Smyly's ball. As a righty, that's probably the catcher, because everyone, like, momentum is all going away from the play.
Right.
But at that point, yeah, no, I would say as a lefty, that's going to be Drew Smyly's ball.
Okay.
And also, like, I get Yan Gomes, like, being in on the moment. Obviously, he's understanding what's going on. I get, like, that special play is going to come from somebody. I want to be the guy kind of mentality, but, like, I don't know, man. I love to see no hitters or perfect games where you see like a Greg Maddux-esque play from the pitcher, a Mark Burley-esque play from the pitcher to really solidify his performance. But it is what it is. You know, that ball had eyes, and it was just placed in the perfect spot. I don't know if Drew Smyly's there and Yan is out of the way. I still don't know if he makes that play. But overall, just like a really sick performance for Drew Smyly. Sinker, knuckle curveball mix pretty much the whole time. Just keeps the ball down. I mean, heck of a performance. Really, really good. And again, there's just this juice around Wrigley. There's just this extra juice. You know what I mean? There's this extra bought in, I'm here to have my heart broken, but I'm all in kind of fandom. And the way he was appreciated walking off the mound, I still love that David Ross is there. Like, there's a lot that they're doing right. They need to do more. They need to get more going. But I think they're trending in a new direction. And I like the direction they're going in. And you're watching Trey Mancini. You're squeezing a little bit out of him. Cody Bellinger's coming back around. He's hitting over 300. We talked about him having a resurgence. They locked down Ian Happ. Dansby's there forever. Nico Horner looks like, you know, the Cubs won that North and South Side trade. I mean, there's a lot of things going right. They still need a lot of work. I'm not going to sit here and say that they're a playoff contending team, but this kind of stuff can, like, I mean, who's to say this isn't going to catapult Drew Smyly into a really solid year? I hope. So I just like what they're doing. And as hard as it was to move on from those guys, your corner pieces, you know what I mean? Your Rizzos and your Bryants. It's hard to move on from those guys. Contreras moving on, but, like, this is what you do. You know, it wasn't working for a bit. You got your ring. Now it's time to turn the page and start something new. It looks like they're on the right track.
Last item I really wanted to get into before we get out of here. In fact, this episode just flew by. Did you happen to see the David Cone little rosin experiment on Sunday Night Baseball?
Yeah.
What is that about? First of all, I can't say that I'm surprised because I think in the conversation that we had last episode about it, I don't know why it didn't register in my mind, but when you, like, I've tried to use rubbing alcohol, like that kind of thing to clean off certain residues, whether it be like, if you have like a sticker on a laptop or a bottle or the back of your car or something, and they're like, oh, use like rubbing alcohol. It's not exactly sure, it may work with some elbow grease, but it's not exactly the most effective thing, like right away. And I know that feeling that was illustrated or displayed in that experiment where David Cone is just holding the ball as it's dangling from his fingers. And I'm like, I don't know why this didn't register when we were talking about the alcohol last episode. And as I'm watching the video, I'm like, is this really the best, like the best route that Major League Baseball thought that pitchers could and should take for cleaning their hands off from excessive rosin or what have you? Weird to come up with that, like, as a requirement and not look into if it would help the pitcher or not.
And I know Trevor Bauer is over in Japan just laughing. He's been talking about this for years. He's been talking about this for a long time. He's doing those demonstrations on his stupid YouTube channel for years. So this isn't anything new, but it's just like, again, it goes back to Max Scherzer was doing what he's told to do. He's being punished for following directions. Is it his fault those directions aren't the correct directions? That's Major League Baseball's fault. If you have an official watching, first off, I wonder what that salary is to just sit there and watch dudes wash his hands.
Can somebody look into that? Can somebody like run point on that research project? Somebody look into how much the hand washer watcher,
I want to know what that job description looks like and what else is involved.
And what the qualifications are. Like
$12.50 an hour.
Is a high school diploma required? Maybe not. I don't know.
Oh, man. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but I'm not at all surprised. And like, I think for everybody that's like freaking out, this has always been a thing. It's always been a thing. Every single guy throughout decades of baseball has tried some type of aid, has tried to figure out some type of aid. And everyone came after me on our post about we should come up with a universal thing. And they're like, it's rosin, LOL. Duh. Listen, I'm talking about rosin. I'm telling you it doesn't work. If you're not allowing rosin to be usable how you want it to be usable, then you need to eliminate it and find something new. But I'm the idiot. I'm the one that doesn't pay attention. No, dude. Rosin is there to dry something off, to help with grip. If a power lifter's palms are too sweaty, he's going to put chalk on his palms. It's no different. If a rock climber needs grip, he puts on chalk. That's what rosin is. So if we're not allowing this, if your hands are too wet from sweat or sunblock or alcohol, which is weird. I don't even know why this has become a thing. I've never known any pitcher I didn't know that was a thing until last week. Clearly, this doesn't work. Clearly, rosin isn't the answer. So find something new and eliminate all the other factors. Don't allow them to sweat. When they go into the dugout, put them in an ice bath right away in between innings. No sweating allowed. Your hands are too sticky. Keep that rubbing alcohol out of here.
I need to clarify something because last episode, and at the time, I stood by what I said, where I said somebody has to be lying because there's no way that Max Scherzer can say with a straight face, I swear on my kid's life that this is nothing more than rosin. And then on the flip side, have the umpire crew.
Dropped, by the way.
Yeah, that's never a good look.
Yeah,
but that's a certified psycho.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But then on the flip side, you can't have the umpire crew come out and say this is the stickiest that our hands have ever felt on a check in the years that we've been doing these checks. I'm like, something's not adding up here. But when you insert the alcohol into the equation and it's demonstrated the way David Cohn did it on Saturday or Sunday Night Baseball, it all makes perfect sense. Max Scherzer is telling you that he used rosin, and then he was told to go down in the dugout or wherever this little hand washing session goes or takes place, washes his hands with alcohol, and then goes back out, reapplies rosin, and it creates the effect that you saw with David Cohn. With the ball is dangling there from his fingers. So of course the umpires are going to feel that and go, yeah, this is the worst we've ever seen. Because if you apply enough rosin, you're going to get to that point. So clearly nobody was lying.
I don't know why. I just had this vision pop in my head. Are you telling him like he's going down to the clubhouse to wash his hands? And there's just like this like overweight MLB guy watching people wash hands, and he's just like eating a bag of Sun Chips. Like,
Scherzer's like Cheeto right over
fingers.
Here. He's like right over here. He's like, yeah, that's the one.
That one. Use the alcohol. Make sure the water's not too hot. He's just snacking away at some Cheetos. Oh man!
Meanwhile, he's watching like the NHL playoffs on his phone or something. Could not care less about what's happening.
Oh man, this sucks. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. I have nothing else to say for it. Everyone came after me for it's rosin. Duh! It's not allowed apparently.
If you haven't seen the video,
something else.
Go watch it, and you'll understand why it's not that we're ignorant to the fact that rosin exists. It's that rosin isn't the fix. It's not the answer.
If it's illegal, why still have it out there? So find something new. It's rosin. Oh. This comment section really makes me
What do they sound
wanna,
like?
It's rosin. LOL. Stupid. I know it's rosin. That's why.
Stupid.
That's why it happened.
All right.
Stupid.
All right, let's get out of here. You got anything else for the people? I got one thing I want to mention.
Let me hear.
It's nothing exciting. I just want to mention, if you are a baseball podcaster or a sports podcaster or just podcaster in general, or you're like a little tech geek and just want to know kind of the gear and equipment that we use.
Podcaster. I've never actually said it out loud. I'm a podcaster.
You are a podcaster, man.
My family, by the way, I forgot to tell you that family reunion a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
They all think that I have a radio show. So that's
keep it up.
I was like, I own the radio actually. So
I am quite literally am the radio.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, if you're any one of those things and you're just interested in maybe some of the gear, the equipment we use, maybe you're looking for some recommendations, some ideas for things to maybe get for yourself or maybe a significant other who is one of those things, or as I said, you're just interested in the things that we use.
Nerd.
The links, if you're a nerd, at the end of the day, if you're a nerd, the links to those things are in the show description. So wherever you listen to the podcast, in the episode description, the link should all be there. There's a link in our bio on our social platforms. So you go down to the bottom, you'll see a little link there to our Amazon link. Little disclaimer, we do get commissions for any qualifying purchases. I'm legally required to throw that out there. But I was just able to get that up in that link in our bio this past weekend. So wanted to let you guys know about that in case you were interested and wanted to take a look. But other than that, that is all I have. Let's go Pirates. You got anything else?
Wish me luck at the dentist.
Good luck.
I'm going to try not to while I'm there, but you shouldn't throughout your day or all week, forever, all times. Don't go chasing curveballs.
We love you all, and as always, looking forward to talking more baseball with you guys soon. Until next time, stay filthy.